on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. As you see, we almost didn't make it, but better late than zero. Got Adrian here. Renikia should be joining us in just a second. And we'll get the rocking and rolling. It's off the top. So AP, do your thing.
Okay. Uh-oh. Hold on. Wait a second. Okay, guys. Welcome to this Flippinar. It is Thursday. We're here every Thursday. Unfortunately, we are way behind schedule. It's currently like 45 minutes after the hour. So I apologize again. It was not my fault. But I'm just throwing it out there. Welcome anyway. We still will end at about the same time. I apologize again. Okay. We still will end at about the same time. So we will really focus on getting questions asked, new questions. So again, we're live on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. This is the opportunity for you to post your questions in regards to wholesaling real estate with little to no credit, no money down, to create income for you and your family. So Royston, hey, Mr. Smith, Mr. Hull, Dario Sanchez from San Antonio, Texas. Hey, YouTubers, go ahead and start posting your questions. Facebook people. Hey guys, if you have not joined the Wholesaling Real Estate with Flipman Facebook group, please do so.
Over 5,000 now.
Wow, over 5,000. Ooh, Mo Latrice on Facebook. Hey, Steve James, Danielle. Sorry about the sound. We're just gonna have to make do. It's kind of late to be trying to make adjustments. We're only gonna be here for about 30 minutes, as I stated, but glad you're here nonetheless. So whenever Ty says he's ready, I'm Adria, he's Ty. Let's go ahead and start getting these questions rolling. Hey, Roderick, Shelly, and Erica. Huntsville, we'll be there this weekend, Roderick. And Atlanta. Okay, so Ty, you ready?
Oh yeah, that's right.
Okay, so Mr. Hull has a comment on YouTube. He says, my buyers and sellers are meeting tomorrow for inspection. Any tips so things don't get weird? First of all, why is your buyer, well, I guess your buyer and your seller are meeting. Is there any way for your seller not to be there? Is that possible? Wouldn't that be a better option?
Sometimes they just won't give you a key and nothing you can do about that. You just have to make it work. So to answer his question, you just make it clear with your buyer. Hey, I'm wholesaling this property. Any price negotiations are discussed through me. It's really just that simple. That's why I'm not sure if you did it before, but that's why it's so important that you video your property. So when they go out, it's a strong possibility that they actually want the property. So we have Renikia here already. So Renikia, we are live. My fault. Please forgive me. Let me get you on here on the other here.
Okay, guys, for you all that are just joining us or just getting your notification, we are starting about 45 minutes late. However, we still will end maybe a quarter after 7. Give you the opportunity to ask a few questions. Ty is currently bringing Miss Renikia on. If you do not know, Miss Lovely Renikia, she gives us great answers to your questions in regard to wholesaling, actually flipping, holding, and financial your financial wealth, building, as she calls it, generational wealth for you and your family. So welcome, Renikia. She's still getting things in sort, so please bear with us, guys, and continue to post your questions as stated. You post the questions, I'll read them. Ty and or Renikia will answer them, and we'll try to get as many as we can in this short session that we have going today. So, hey, Renikia.
Hello, how are y'all?
We're good. Glad you could join us. Looking cute as ever. Let's see here. Hey, Minneapolis, Philadelphia, California, Temecula, Cali. Never heard of that. Stafford, VA. Welcome. And Yvette is from ATL. So we're just jumping right on in and we're asking questions. Since we're kind of short on time, I've apologized for all of us. That'll be all right. Hey, isn't that right? We get a pass this week, guys. Let's see here. Next question. Kia wants to say, you were right, Ty, to run away from the buyer that did not want to use a title company. He was a no call, no show. Yeah, guys, there's no bringing you a bag of money and signing a contract. There's legalities to this as well. Okay. So it has to be done the right way. So if someone states that they don't want to use a title company, no attorneys or anything like that, run. That's a no-brainer, no deal. Okay, so let's see here. Summer Dawn on YouTube asks, do you use the same title company, real estate attorney every time? If not, how do you go about finding them?
Do you use the same title company every time?
Right.
I would recommend, at the end of the day, it's all about relationships. Real estate is very relationship driven. And the more you use a title company or attorney, sometimes they would decrease their fees if you're using them and recommending their services. So I do recommend that you find one or two or top 3 title companies or attorneys so you can build relationships and they can do favors for you. In this business, there are times that you need favors, and depending on the relationship would depend on if that person is willing to give you a favor or not.
Okay, so to answer your question, it could possibly be, Ms. Summer, about building relationships. You never know when you need a favor or two in regards to title work, or you not being there. Once you build that relationship with them, maybe you can get a little bit more things done. So try to use the same one. If not, go do what you have to do. Let's see. Steve James on Facebook says, hi, Ty. I have another wholesaler who's telling me that laws changed in my area about wholesaling. What should I do? Steve, it sounds like somebody's trying to knock you off your hustle. Did he explain to you what laws changed? What do you think, Ty or Renikia?
I would definitely say, people don't know what they don't know. There's people that would say wholesaling is illegal. There's an attorney that does them every day. So I will not get the they say education and go directly to an attorney who could provide you the updated information, updated laws in your county, in your state. Wholesaling is a legal transaction. It's very much legal. It's contractual based. You use contracts to do wholesaling and things of that nature. So it is a very legal transaction. But you just want to deal with the attorneys and closing attorneys who really understand the aspects of wholesaling and how to transact or how to close those type of transactions.
Okay, Troy, welcome. You're on Facebook. You said you're going back to YouTube. Yeah, guys, I don't know if you've noticed just by the background that Ty has there, he's in a different location, so it could be causing a slight distortion of our video and our sound. We're just gonna blame it all on him. But YouTube is, as typical, is always the best option if you can, view us, hear us on YouTube. Instagram, typically doesn't have any issues either. So again, we're late. We're not going to run over too long. So we just ask that you bear with us. And always remember, you can go back and watch this video later if need be. Going to YouTube, Ram Evans says, I sent yellow letters and had a guy respond, but he's doing repairs and wants to sell his house for $285K. But the ARV is 268. How do I get around this? Numbers don't lie, Ram. If it's not a deal, it's not a deal. There's really no getting around. But Renikia, what do you say?
No, I totally agree with you. Only a deal is a deal. It's a numbers game. Don't waste your time with a bad deal. You're already upside down. If he's not willing to sell it for at least minimally at 70% of that ARV, it is not a deal. It's actually just totally not a deal. It's overpriced. is priced more than the value of the property. So most likely when a client or a seller is at that level where they're over the value of the property, is probably a reason, and they'll never move it. But you give them your top line or your bottom line, and it's up to them to accept it or not. And most likely they probably won't. So you just keep moving. It is a numbers game. Don't beat a dead horse in this business.
Okay, on Instagram, we have a question. It says, if you don't have POF, it was suggested to partner with a hard money lender. Not sure what the question is, but what are your thoughts on that?
If you're wholesaling, you really don't need proof of funds. And if they're asking for proof of funds, I know that there are a few online sites that provide that. What is those sites, Ty?
Well,
letter?
Well, yeah, the one that I'm affiliated with is realpof.com. But as she said, unless you're dealing with a real estate agent, that's a little different animal. You can't wholesale though, but it is different. You need to know what you're doing when dealing with agents. But if you're trying to just, if you're just dealing with a regular seller, there's no one in between you and them, then if they start asking for proof of funds, in most cases, you probably don't have a deal. Motivated sellers, not that you're taking advantage of them or anything, they just don't talk like that. Their minds don't think in the sense that, hey, can you buy this property or whatever? You know, they just don't go together. People that want full price, yeah, they may ask you for proof of funds. You know, and there's going to be a lot of those people. But even with them, you normally don't get that. It's just a rare occasion when someone asks for proof of funds. And normally what that also means, it's an investor that you're talking to, or a wholesaler that you're talking to. So unless you're dealing with real estate agents, you're going to dive into that word on listed properties coming from MLS, proof of funds are normally not needed. So.
All right. There you have it, guys. Eric, what's up on Facebook? That's my movie quote man. He says, what's up, Flips? Good day, A, and Rennie. Yeah, you just gave everybody nicknames. Okay. Okay, so
He didn't give me one.
Roderick, huh?
He didn't give me one.
He called you Flips.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Hey, you're not left out. Don't be like that.
I'm getting all sensitive, ain't I?
Right. What's your feelings, dude? Okay, so Rail on YouTube asks, can I use your contract for the seller and an assignment contract for buyer? Yes, the one-page contract that Ty makes available to all of you guys free of charge that he's been using for 15 plus years, that gets the job done, can be used for A to B and B to C. It covers the whole deal. If you want to add memorandums to them, that's you. But this one-page contract that he makes available to you gets the job done and can be used for both the seller and the buyer.
Well, he also mentioned, he said an assignment contract. You can do that. You can do that with an assignment contract, but I have a number of videos where you just use a purchase and sales agreement for both sides, and you still get paid via an assignment if you want. But what it does is that prevents a buyer from negotiating your fee knowingly. He's negotiating it, but he doesn't know what you have under contract for with the seller. You know, so we use just two purchase and sales agreements. If that's confusing, just go to YouTube and do a search for buyer and seller contract for wholesaling houses. You should see a video that I have that's about it's one in the older Flippinar format, and it's about an hour and a half. And so you can go about the 35-minute mark to skip all the other stuff and get right to it. So it's called, just do a search for buyer and seller contract for wholesaling houses.
All right, Rail. Hope that helps you out and answers your question there. No, Roderick, Ty won't be hosting a seminar in Huntsville. It's a pleasure trip. Family's there. But Ty, you should do that. See there? host a seminar in Huntsville. Let's see here. Sticking with YouTube, Dario says, my buyer asked to put a 7-day inspection in the contract. Is that common? Told them the property is selling as is.
Yes, actually due diligence is very common. It's up to you to control the amount of time. And when you are the buyer, yes, you want to go for a 7-day and see if they accept it. But when you are the seller, you don't really want to give anyone a week to tie up your contract or your property. So you want to give them no more than probably about 2 days, 3 at the most. But if they're a real cash buyer, they shouldn't need more than 2 or 3 days of due diligence. So due diligence is definitely is definitely common, and allows an investor or a buyer to back out of their contract without losing their earnest money. But you don't want anyone to top your contract for a week.
I just went through that and got jammed up with a wholesaler tying up my property. The GREEDY came out of me. Greedy, if you don't know what that spells. I was going to make 34 big ones on it. All right. And I'd never done a deal with the guy before. And I think he does, he's a player in the market. But I made the mistake of letting him tie it up for that long with buyers that he's dealt with, but I've never dealt with. They gave us a price, right? I was like, man, they're going to pay full price. I was just shocked at that. You know what I'm saying? And then came back a couple of days before we were supposed to close. They reduced it like, let me see. I think I went from going to make 34,000 to 20,000. Which still, ain't nothing to sneeze at. I was cool. Because they had to impress me up against my time with my seller too. And then I said, well, man, make sure, man, before, I extend the day out with the title company or whatever. And all this. Well, he had that side of it. Before I extended out with the seller, make sure we got a deal in place. And so he hit them back, found out they had a new acquisition manager and they didn't approve the thing and they weren't going to buy it. See, I'm like, wow. So that's why I say it's so important when you're negotiating this deal. Yeah, you need a buyer's list, but you need to assume you don't have one. You know what I'm saying? Because I know these guys are players. They buy 10 houses a week or whatever. So, but they just change their mind. So for whatever reason. All right. But fortunately enough, I hit the guy up, hit another guy up. He was like, yeah, man, let me send my contract out. He said, I think it's a go. I sent him the video, but he still needs to get his contract out there. And so I still did the deal basically on the same day we were going to do it anyway. And that happened from Thursday of last week until today, which we were going to close today anyway, when I was going to make the 34, but we still closed today or whatever. So why was I even telling that story?
I don't know, but you left out the most important part.
Because they're tying. You was explaining why they don't want to tie up their property.
Oh, yeah. You don't want somebody to tie up the property. Yeah, okay, that's right. Okay, well, yeah. All right, I got it. I got paid, so whatever. Oh, we closed it yesterday. I'm sorry, closed it yesterday. That's when it was.
Y'all notice he ain't answered my question, though. That's all right.
What'd you say? What was the question?
That's all right. Next question. All right, let's see here. What's happening, David Flores? Let's see here. LL Cool J says, when I call buyers, but they never respond to my emails and texts, are they avoiding me?
Probably.
Maybe.
Yeah, most likely. But it's about consistency. This whole business is based off consistency. Because someone say no today doesn't mean life doesn't happen 3 months from now and all of a sudden they need the money. So, how bad you want it. Continue to call them until they give you a no.
And in actuality, that deal that I was just explaining, the guy, I originally sent it to him, but I sent it to him about $30-something thousand more, right? So I was just transparent with him. I said, man, I got on the contract for this. I was like, I need a few coins off of it, you know, so I didn't even give him a price. Just being transparent. I was pressed up against time. He said, he hit me back after his contractor went on. I said, well, we can do this. I said, yeah, let's roll with that. You know, hey, it's half a zero. So, so you want to ask your question again, Ada? What were you asking for? Could I answer it? What?
No, that's okay.
Oh, yeah. Oh, all right.
I asked you off camera.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see here. Renikia. For those, now that we've been on for a little while and those who are joining us have probably gotten here, I do have a question, especially for you. Wants to know, does your program work to buy and hold? So let's go ahead and take a moment and explain to them what you have in addition to answering these questions. What other programs you have available for our subscribers?
Absolutely. That's a great question. Being a financial advisor and also a real estate investor and wealth strategist myself, I realized that a lot of people want to get into the real estate game but lack resources. But it doesn't mean that you can't take advantage of the real estate in your backyard. It just means that you have to creatively find the resources and the finances to make those transactions happen. So what we did was I have a creative financing opportunity to help you understand how to leverage your credit in order to receive up to $150,000 of unsecured credit in order for you to invest in real estate. Yes, it do go with buying whole, but it is all a strategy and it's all a plan. I don't recommend that you take this money and do a buy and hold right away. I recommend that you take it, flip it, take the profits of the flips that you have and then purchase your buy and hold. So it's all a strategy, it's all a plan, but you are able to use your credit. If you have at least a 680 or higher, you're able to use your credit to receive up to $150,000 of unsecured credit. With that $150,000, we'll show you how to even use it for your wholesale business and how to use it for a fix and flip or a few fix and flip. It comes at 0% interest for up to the first 18 months. That means that the focus is to figure out how can you maximize your profit in an 18-month period. And one of the ways is truly flipping at least 2 to 3 or 4 deals in that 18-month period. Yeah.
All right, guys, there you have it. Uh-oh, let's see here. I'm sorry, I had a little delay there. My bad. Thank you. So did we explain how they can get in contact with you?
Yes, so you go to the website. What is the website, Ty? Fundmynextdeal.com. Go to fundmynextdeal.com. That'll give you access to my site. Input your information under the unsecured financing tab. From there, you're going to get an email with instructions on how to move forward with the program. As I stated, it is a unsecured financing program. It helps you to find the resources using your credit. If you don't have a 680 or higher, we'll still give you a blueprint plan and analysis of your credit to tell you exactly what needs to be done to put yourself in qualifying position. So you go to that website. Once you input the information on our site, you will get the contact information to my office. If you have any questions, you can contact my office. If you have any questions, you can also email me at funding@fkfinancials.com. That's funding@fkfinancials.com.
All right,
and I'm
guys.
also on all social media outlets. I try to answer DMs, but if you do want to contact me that way, it is a way to get in contact with me as well.
Do you get a lot of DMs from this?
I do, but keep it focused.
I meant business. That's what I meant. Well, they actually
but you have to lead through it.
All right.
Ty, do you get DMs from this?
I get zero.
Oh,
I get zero DMs.
Oh, let me
Somebody
stop.
in that
I
DM.
get 0, man. Hey, that's cool, though. That's what's happening.
I'll send you one today.
All right, please do.
I'm gonna send you a WYD. What you doing?
Okay. All right. That's what's happening.
Not WYD.
All right, guys. So that's the information that you need to get in touch with the lovely Miss Renikia. Again, she has additional ways for you to make money in this real estate business. Again, it requires a 680 score for the up to 150 grand. But even if you do not have the 680, she can give you a game plan on what steps you need to be taking to get there. So make sure you utilize that resource. If this is something new to you and you're starting just off the ground, as always, we suggest dealing with wholesaling first. Master that, pick a trade, learn that, baby steps. But all of the information that you need is here. And I don't think I plugged it yet, but Ty has over probably 300 plus videos available for you on YouTube to get you started in this wholesaling game. Going to a question on Facebook is from Icy. Oh, I like that. Her name is Icy Ash. Help. I have a seller willing to sign whatever. They just want out. The house has an ARV of $205K. They say they're willing to walk away with $20,000. They owe $177,000. They are pre-foreclosure with $5,100 due to the bank for back payments. Signing the contract in the AM, the sellers want to know when they will get their money. House needs minor fixes, such as paint, carpet, a few holes in the wall. Not minor. Okay. After contract is signed, what's next? They're willing to sign deed over to us. First and foremost, numbers not adding up, Icy.
What did he say? What's the ARV on it?
The ARV was 205. She says the homeowners want 20, yet they owe 177. That's 197. They owe the bank 5,100. So that's breaking even. That's retail. That's not a wholesale deal anywhere.
Yeah, but they're trying to do something legal, but it's going to put you in a tight bond. So basically what they're doing is trying to sell you a property for $20,000, but it still has a $170,000 lien on it. So the best approach before you get yourself in a tight bond is they probably need to short sell it. They would not be able to sell it to you for $20,000. Of course, you can quick deed it. They'll quick deed you the property. You give them $20,000, but there's still a lien of $170,000 on the property.
Yeah,
They're trying to scam you a little bit, in my opinion. It's a little scamish, but you got to figure out. They really probably need to do a short sale to get rid of that lien.
Ty, what you got?
She knocked it out. That's just a tough one. The numbers are tough there, and they said it needed repairs too, right?
Right. Holes in the wall, carpet.
Oh, all of that?
Yeah.
It's just gonna be tough because even if you did a lease option, like she said, and get them to do a subject to or something, you're gonna have to put some money in it. And I guess he could get a significant down payment depending on how attractive the neighborhood is to recoup his money or whatever. But that it would have to be definitely a long-term play or whatever if you can figure out a way to cash flow it, So, but I wouldn't do it if it has that many repairs. I know that wouldn't be something I would do. But you make it put the terms together and wholesale the terms to somebody. That may be a possibility.
But you still at the end, someone had to pay $170,000.
Yeah. Were they behind in payments?
Yes, $5,100 behind.
They're behind $5,100.
Well, I guess they could catch that up and but let me put it like this. They can't be putting demand. Well, they can do whatever they want to, but if they talking about give me $20,000 and they behind on payments, no.
Right. Exactly.
My benefit to you is I'm gonna catch your payments up and keeping a foreclosure off your record. That's it.
Right.
They
Right.
don't go,
Right.
you know, they're not being reasonable. They're in what we call la la land. They're not being
Right.
reasonable.
So you got to get their payments up. You got to take over their payments. And it's already at 170,000. You need repairs and it's only worth 205. It's not a good deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, as much as you want to help people out, guys, sometimes, as we say, you got to get gator. You got to leave your emotions at the door. I know you want to use the knowledge that you gain from wholesaling and possibly, you know, help them out of a rut. But if it in turns puts you in a rut, there's no gain. There's no gain. I mean, sometimes you have to apologize and say there's nothing I can do and walk away. You didn't put them in that position, so don't feel bad about it. But sometimes there's just nothing you can do.
And they're not being reasonable anyway. Ask them for 20,000 down. They got to be kidding themselves. Yeah.
Yeah. So I see. Kudos to you for trying, but it seems like it's a dead deal. Next question on Facebook is from Craig. Craig, is it Friday yet? Let's see here. Do you ever switch bandit colors from blue and white to yellow and black? And what list should we target first for direct mail?
Well, I'm I've done all colors, but I'm mainly, I guess that's just my signature sign. I don't want to put that out there, but I guess it's obvious. I just like the red and blue combination of signs, but both work, you know. Mm-hmm. What do you go with, Renika? What do y'all do?
I like the yellow signs. I mean, I stick with signs that's normal, that's out there now. I mean, you got the stop sign is red and white. People can see it. You have the yellow signs with the black letters. People can see it. There's a reason why they use those colors for traffics and traffic signs and things of that nature. So I stick with signs of colors that are normal, yellow and black, red and white.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see here. Hi, Nikia, Ty, and Adria. I went through the program and I am in the process of receiving the unsecured credit. I will contact Renikia soon to discuss the hard private money lender. Way to go, Kevin Jones.
Yeah, Kevin is. He is.
Yeah,
he's
Kevin
almost
Jones
finished.
says no money down required to get the unsecured credit.
Yes.
Way to go,
and just to speak on Kevin Jones, he's up, I want to say like 88,000 right now, with a few more lines waiting on a few more lines. So he's doing really good with the unsecured program.
Way to go, sir. See proof in the pudding. Kevin, way to go. And speaking of that, I have another person on YouTube who asked the question, and I can't really find it, but the question was, they only need 80,000 of the 100,000 that they are, I guess, being offered from the hard money lender. They're asking, do they take it all anyway? Wouldn't you take it all just in case something happens?
Yes. So I would never take only what I need. So if you need 80, you really need 150, 180,000, or almost, just to stay. I'm not for sure if you're talking about hard money or you're talking about the unsecured program.
But as far as hard money.
You're talking about hard money?
Hard money.
Hard money. So with that being said, I was just make sure your numbers are right. Make sure your contractor's bid is right. Get a minimum of 3 contractors bid to make sure that is right, because your numbers have to be accurate. If you put $50,000 in scope of work, but it really come out to be 80,000, that difference have to come out your pocket. So it's very, very important that those numbers are accurate when you are securing a hard money loan.
And understand if you only need 80, but they say you can get 100, you still got to pay interest on that additional 20. So that's a hard cost of doing business, and profit that could go in your pocket if 80 is the real number. So just keep that in mind. So.
Okay. Yvette on YouTube has a question. When colding, I think she means cold calling possibly, I find myself trying to convince someone to sell me their home. Is this best or should I just move on when they don't sound motivated? Would you say a motivated seller doesn't need too much convincing?
True. That's true. Everyone is not motivated, you know. What you want to do is just fill them out and get permission to contact them later to see if they are still or if they have changed their mind or not. So regardless if someone is motivated or not, I always ask, or is it okay that I call you back in a few months to see if you have changed your mind? So I am Art. Is it okay that you make me the first point of contact if you do come to a place where you want to sell your property? Most importantly, I take the appointment, meaning that I would ask her or him, is it okay for me to contact them in the next few months to see if they have changed their mind?
Okay. Daniel Diggy, Dan Turner. Oh, on Facebook has a question. I don't know what happened there. Hold on a second, Daniel. I lost everything. Everything went away. Okay. Daniel's question, I lost. I'll have to find it again. Okay.
I have it here. You want me to read it? I see it.
I see it. When you all go on appointments, do you all leave comps, repair sheets, and the contract if the seller is not ready to sign? Or do you just leave the contract so mentally they are only focused on the contract and show you are seriously interested in buying the property? So do you leave the contract behind, just the contract, or do you leave comps and repair sheets? I mean, maybe not the comps and repair sheets. That's really nothing that they know.
No, you don't ever leave the comps and repair sheet because you don't want to do due diligence for them. First of all, if you leave the seller comps and they realize their property is worth way more than what they thought, then they may increase the price. Mm-hmm. So you don't give them more information than they ask for. Personally, I want to help everybody, but I'm still in business and it's not my job to go and do the due diligence that you should have done. You should already know how much your property is worth. You should already know the value of your property. It's not up to me to tell you the value of your property. Because if it's up to me, I'm going to tell you that your property is not worth the value or any value, just so I can get the price at the price that I wanted. So to answer your question, you can leave the purchase and sales agreement. You know, that's cool to leave the purchase and sales agreement with them. But see if you can come to terms while you're there at the appointment. And you come to the terms, you write those on the agreement. And if you want to leave it, you leave it. I personally, I email everything and things of that nature, but if that's what you want to do, that shouldn't be a problem. What do you say, Tom?
I was going to say the same thing you just said at the end. I don't even talk contract when I'm out there with them. We talk price or whatever. And I'll say, normally if I went out and viewed the property, normally the price is already worked before I even get out there to the property or whatever. So I'll just get their email address, or I'll just tell them I'll call you back. I normally don't give them a definite answer in most cases, unless it's just a smoking deal, which, so I just sort of leave it in limbo. But normally, even if it's a smoking deal, I'll just call them right back, say, hey, can I get your email address? I'll send you over contract. And it's rare people don't have email. If my near almost 77-year-old mom has an email address that she can actually open now, she probably couldn't sign a contract or something. That might get a little too complicated for her. But if she has an email address, everybody has one, literally.
Right.
So I normally email. And then you have DocuSign and other services like that. They just make it so simple to sign, and people can send it right back, and boom, you got the signatures you need. Those electronic signatures, that works.
All right. Joe Briggs, I see you've asked a couple of times on how to get the contract. Flipman.net is where you can download the one-page contract that you can use. You say you need it now, access it, print it off. You should be able to find it there. Joe, I hope you heard that. And B-boy, I hope your signs are not black, blue, yellow, and green. That's a rainbow. Can't nobody read that. I would like to see that. There's a lot of colors going on. But if it's working for you guys, you do it. Hey, something is better than nothing. I'm just joshing with you. Let's see here. Guys, as I stated earlier, we did start 45 minutes after the hour, late indeed, but we still have to end on time. We have personal obligations. So I do apologize for that. Next week, we will be here on time next Thursday. And let me rephrase that. I will be here on time as I was today. Ty, who wasn't today or last week, and the week before that, he was sick. So I'm just putting it out there. It wasn't me. It hasn't been me. Okay. I'm just saying, just throwing him under the bus. We will make sure that we answer a lot more questions. And hey, guys, continue to post your questions under the video because Ty does do his due diligence and making sure he gets you the information that you need and answer some of those questions after the fact. So the video is available on YouTube. And
oh yeah, we're on iHeartRadio, iTunes. All of this will be available there also. So you can go to flipmanpodcast.com to access those different formats for the podcast. To pretty much a good number of my videos. Not all of them are there yet, but they'll get there. And then definitely join the Facebook group if you haven't already. Where, as I said before, we're up over 5,000 now. So it's rolling, So we're ending on time. We didn't start on time.
Right. Eric said best be on time or else, god dang it. That's what Eric said. Mm-hmm.
Hey, some of you all know what we mean by this when you get there on your job. You get there late and leave on time.
Leave on time. Yes, Joe, you can text contract to 313131. Text contract to 313131 to get that contract as well. LeBron is not going to do a sweep. You see a sweep? No, LeBron is not savage. Whatever. We're not going to get into that. He's balling out right now. It has nothing to do with the game, guys.
Yeah, one of my homeboys just text me how hot he is. Oh, it's ignorant. Let's go to
right now.
Yeah,
it's on right now. They're beating Cavaliers 118-98 with 4 minutes and 48 seconds left, according to my phone here.
Lord.
So we're about to end these people. Let's go watch this last 4 minutes of LBJ, and we'll see you all on the flip side.
Mm-hmm. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Don't cut me off. LL Cool J was asking you what was for dinner. Shoot, I'm trying to get a meal.